Friends and family, it's time for another one. Yes, so I wanted to show you how I achieved this look. I made my own closure from a net, you know, the weave net that they sell out there in the beauty supply store. So I made my own closure from that. My problem with regular closures, especially the silk-based ones, you know, that look like your own scalp, is that whenever I put it here or wherever I put it, that place itches so badly. It is ridiculous. And sometimes, yes, I do use the beautiful closure that looks like my scalp, and then other times I don't. I create my own with the net. So this is the weave net right here, weaving net. Okay, so this is the one that I've been using. It's lasted me a long time, and I basically cut, can you see? This is how much I cut out, okay? And made a small, I usually call it toupee, around here. Now this is what I did. I'm going to draw it for you so that you get an idea. So let's say this is the shape, right, that I cut out, right? And it is about that size, actually. So let's say this is the piece, right? So what I did was I took the wefts and sewed them all this way up, you know, one line at a time, and then the next one, and then the next one. I left just about this much space in between them because, again, my whole thing is I want to make sure that I get enough air on my scalp. So I did, you know, about 4 or 5 going this way, and then I did the regular circular one here to close back here, and I placed it like this, right? So after I did that, I cut this right up to there and I stopped. I didn't touch here because I need this part, which is the circular part. I need that hair to come this way. Remember, these ones, the hairs are coming straight down. This one, I needed it to come from the middle here out to be able to cover, you know, the part that I ended with the cut. So this is what I did. Now after that, I sewed it on like this. Do you see that? So I sewed it on like this. So not only do I have my own part, my own scalp showing, which makes it a more natural looking part. I don't have to deal with when my hair grows, you know, the lifting of, you know, the silk-based closure and everything. I don't have to deal with that. Not only that, but I also used a material where my scalp is aerated. My scalp has good air circulation, and therefore I don't have that problem with the itchy scalp right now. That's how I achieved this look, and I absolutely love it because it's so easy and versatile. Yes, the one thing is that I cannot part it in several different places because I didn't cut this that way. If I wanted to, I could have cut another, you know, part here, so that I would have this part available and then another part here, so I could flip it if I wanted to. You know, I could have done that, but I didn't feel like trying that yet. I wanted to try it this way and make sure it worked, and it absolutely worked. And so you can see, right, there's my scalp. There is no net. Ooh, I'm scratching my scalp. I just wanted to show you. There's no net there, and I have sewn the edge down. This edge, I sewed it very closely. The stitches were very close. I sewed it to this cornrow, and I made sure I sewed it like this to the cornrow, not sitting on top of it where you can see the braid on the side, but I sewed it where the edge of the closure was like this on the cornrow, right? And I did the same with this one. I made sure when I sewed it, it was like standing up and sewn into the base of the cornrow, so that you don't see any other stitches and you don't see the net, okay? So if you look at it, you can't tell where the net is, right? So earlier I showed you the paper drawn up version of the closure. This is the real thing, okay? So I just finished sewing it, and I just cut it right here to show you it actually stays put when you cut it. So you just have to remove the hairs that have been cut, and then you want to place it on the exact position where you want to sew it. One thing I noticed with this hair, and this is diamond virgin hair, was that when I cut the wefts, I had some white spots in the wefts, which were nasty. But anyway, I had to deal with that. So I positioned the closure and I liked it. So now I am starting with the sewing. Okay, so I sew one side down first, exactly where the part should be. So I sewed that one side down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew the other side down as well. So you definitely want to sew the hair on the cornrows where the part will be. Once you're done with that, then you sew the perimeter, because it is very important to make sure that the closure is in the right spot. You don't want to sew the perimeter and then come to the part and then realize that you fell short somehow. So I finished sewing the middle where the parting is, and now I'm sewing the perimeter of the closure. It's really simple and it's so quick and it looks amazing, so natural looking. So I'm sewing the perimeter right now. And this is a flipped over version for you to see what's under the perimeter where I'm about to sew. So that's it. I'm just going to sew around that, and I am going to be finished in a moment. There you go. So this is what it looks like. And you see the part looks very, very natural. It actually looks like it's growing out of my scalp. The hair looks like it's growing out of my scalp. So the key is just to sew it on the cornrow and make sure that cornrow is small. See, so there's nothing to raise at the front. It is all very, very natural looking. And there you have it. That's exactly what it looks like. Very simple and very easy to do. And the hair seriously looks like it's coming out of your scalp. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. I hope you enjoyed it. This hair is the Diamond Virgin Hair Brazilian Mink. I dyed it myself, and you will see it in a video where I used Shea Moisture's color dye, hair dye, permanent hair dye. So I'll put those details in the description below. And that's the length of it. It was 12, 14, and 16 Brazilian Mink Wavy. All right, friends and family, thank you again, as always, for your support, and I hope you come back for the very next video. All right, bye.